going on, guys? Back with another video for you. As you can see, I'm in the truck today. I've just been super swamped, super busy, a lot going on. I haven't been able to really sit down and just record, so I thought, hell with it, I'm gonna start doing these on the go if I can. That way I can get more stuff out to you guys. Today's video, I'm gonna do number 2 in my 3-part series about, the benefits that I've noticed on my carnivore diet, just beyond weight loss and things like that most people come to it to. Some of the icing on the cake, I guess, because I came to it for weight loss, but then there's been a bunch of other just additional benefits that I didn't think were even going to happen, that I've noticed that I didn't notice maybe on other weight loss journeys and things that I tried and other diets and stuff like that. So in the last video I went over pain management and like injury recovery, things like that. Today I'm going to talk more about like on the health side of it, and how like you can get when you kind of feel bad, you just you're not healthy and fully optimized, and you can feel that. Today I want to talk about kind of just some of the benefits I've noticed, and then next week or the next video, I don't know if it'll be next week or sometime soon, I'll talk about one more thing that this really gave a benefit to my life that I've touched on but never really talked too much about or gone in depth on. So, but before I get into it, as obvious and as always, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, tell me some of the benefits that you're hoping to get if you start a carnivore diet, or just in general trying to get your health back, get your fitness back, or what you've noticed in addition to just the weight loss. You know what I mean? So when I came to this, as I said in the last video, I was pretty broken, pretty messed up, in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort and stuff like that. And when I started this way of eating, the pain went away. I've noticed like old joint pain, stuff like that, that I've been dealing with for years and years and years on end, and kind of just got used to living with, got better. And that goes along the same lines as far as some of the health stuff that I dealt with. When I was getting out of the Air Force, I was in pretty bad shape. I'd kind of let myself go a bit, and a lot of that was due to the injuries and the pain and stuff. A lot of stuff I sustained early on in my military career. And I, just kind of let myself get bad out of shape. Decided it was time to call it quits. I didn't want to deal with the military stuff anymore. So it was just time to move on and not have to worry about, am I meeting certain requirements and things like that. And I wish I'd come to this diet in hindsight, a long time ago, but I was ready to call it quits. I was dealing with like some respiratory issues, definitely some, sleep apnea type stuff. I had like headaches and things like that. My sleep was terrible. My sleep was absolutely awful. I would have most nights of like maybe 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours. And as you know, lack of sleep is hell on your body. If you're not getting like an optimal amount of sleep, you're paying the toll in ways that you don't even really understand. And it may not catch up with you right away, and may not, happen now, but eventually at some point in your life, the lack of sleep is definitely going to catch up to you. And so I would say that was one of my biggest problems that I've had in my life, has been my adult life, as I got older, is some of the sleep issues, the chronic sleep issues and sleep problems. I had been going to doctors for years for my sleep problems. I had taken all kinds of stuff to help me sleep, just all kinds of different stuff related to my, I couldn't get comfortable at night because I would be heavy, and I'd have acid reflux and things like that would hit me at night. And I would just, I was putting all kinds of things in my body to make it better that I don't really necessarily like or think were good. And those sleep issues plagued me probably for close to 8, 9, 10 years maybe, until I found this way of eating. Not to mention, like, the hell on my testosterone it probably was, things like that. I can't imagine just what a wreck my body was due to not getting enough sleep at night. So that was one of the first things that I noticed when I got to eating this way. After about 3 weeks, maybe a month, I was just getting a full night's sleep, like all the time. I know I've told the story numerous times. One of my biggest things that I went to the doctor for was acid reflux, and I was dealing with acid reflux, and I got to the point where I had indigestion so bad I thought I was having a heart attack. But I wasn't sleeping at night for years and years and years and years and years and years and years leading up to it, because my acid reflux and indigestion and stuff was so bad. And I tried all kinds of different diets. I've said it. I tried eating like high protein foods they sell at the store, like stuff made by Quest and stuff like that, where it's like cheat foods and things, like different supplement companies that make them. Or you can get like a Quest pizza, you know what I mean? Or you can get like donuts at Walmart in the protein aisle, things like that, protein bars, all that kind of stuff. I guess it's a trend I've seen, like high protein style foods, like flexible dieting is basically what it's called. I tried that for a couple of years leading up to this diet and did have success losing weight, but none of my actual health issues really cleared up. I kind of was still dealing with the same health problems and still having bad sleep, things like that. And one of those big things that was a factor in all this was indigestion. I couldn't sleep at night because I couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't breathe right. I couldn't, I'd have the acid indigestion, all the stuff coming up and everything at night, my throat, I'd get congested. I was diagnosed with asthma and things like that, which I did not have when I was younger. So it affected my running, things like that. But it all goes back to like once that sleep regulated and my sleep fixed. And I had tried getting my sleep under control, like I said, for probably close to a decade and just never could get it fixed. And within a month of starting a carnivore diet, my sleep, boom, was fixed like that. And my acid reflux, my indigestion, boom, was fixed just like that. All that stuff went away within that first several weeks. And that's when I noticed all the dominoes really starting to fall. I noticed I was sleeping better. I was doing more physical activity. I wasn't dealing with some of those internal discomforts and things like that. I was still, I still was, heavier than I like. When I came to this, I was 285 pounds. And when you're 285 pounds, when you're that far out of shape, 285 pounds for me as a 6'3" guy is, you're out of shape, you know what I mean? And you're not going to feel good no matter, what at first. But some of those initial things went away. If you can lose the acid reflux, indigestion stuff, if you can start sleeping better, you'll notice you'll start feeling a whole lot better. And you'll have more motivation to get out and kind of do some things. So, I was able to get up, move around more, do, more activities that I really hadn't done in a while, things like that, and just notice my energy coming back. I hadn't really had a lot of good energy in quite a few years, and suddenly that was back. I was able to get out, do things that I enjoyed and had been wanting to do for a long time. And those things it all helps. All these things add up and lead together, and you couple that with the pain management stuff that I talked about in the last video. Just fixing 3 and then 4 and then 5, and these things start to add up, and you realize you're starting to feel, even though they seem like minor things when you talk about them like this in a vacuum, when they all add up together, you can end up really just fixing a few things, feeling like a whole new person. And the biggest benefit of all that stuff was the sleep. I can't tell you how terrible of shape my body must have been in from the lack of sleep. Sleep is, what I've come to learn is one of the most important things you do to yourself next to, eating, drinking, breathing. It's probably, your sleep is probably the next important. I noticed everything got better. My mood got better. My levels of stress that I was dealing with, stress over little stuff was gone. Stuff would stress me out back then, doesn't even faze me now. I just deal with it. But I think because of the lack of sleep, I just had a hard time dealing with certain things in my professional life, in my personal life, and just overcoming obstacles and stuff. They just felt like such a big deal to me. And when my sleep started getting better, I noticed I was able to handle those things more. You have no idea how much more, I don't want to say a better person, but a more efficient person getting your health back in line can make you. And so, when I started this channel, my ultimate goal here, my ultimate aim is helping dads like me, other men like me, who have kids and maybe aren't the best versions of themselves, take control back of their life, take their health back, and watch these dominoes fall. Watch those things kind of fall in line to where you become that better version of yourself, and you become that better you, and you're feeling better, and you're managing stress, and you're managing things in your life better, and it just makes you a better father and a better parent and a better man and a better worker, or a better whatever you want to be, because ultimately you're raising children that are one day going to carry on your family legacy, that are one day going to be, hopefully, members of society, productive members of society, people who make the world go and shape the future of the world. And you want to leave the world in a better place than you found it, right? And the way you do that is by raising better humans, the future of mankind, right? And I don't think a lot of us are doing the best job of that. How can we be counted on to take care of these little people, these little versions of ourselves, the future of the world, and how can we help shape that when we can't even fucking take care of ourselves? You know what I mean? That's my biggest thing. I wasn't taking care of myself in the way that I should. How in the hell can anybody say that guy's a good dad or a good husband or a good anything when he can't even, who would trust him with such a responsibility as that when he can't even take care of himself? And there's a lot to learn when it comes to being a dad. There's a lot to learn when it comes to being that taking on that role. But the biggest thing that you can do to make yourself better at everything, including that being a parent, is by starting with putting yourself, in front of everything. It sounds selfish when I say it that way, but prioritizing your own health and your own, physical health, mental health, prioritizing your diet, the way you're fueling your body, the way you look, the way you feel, the way you sleep, and everything. If you start taking care of that, is my point. That's the stuff, you start taking care of yourself like that, you're going to start taking care of everything else around you. I've become a much better dad, a much better husband, a much better, a much more motivated person, a better member of society. 10 years ago, tell me to go start my own business when I was fat and I was lazy and I had no motivation and I couldn't sleep worth a shit at night, I'd have told you, dude, I don't have time for that. I'd have made up a million excuses, and I'd have come at you with every, bullshit reason I shouldn't do it, and, that you can think of. And, once I started getting my health back and sleeping better and optimizing my body, and I started discovering I had motivations and I, have these untapped talents that I've never used before. What ways can I put them to use, and how can I make the world a better place? And here I am. You know what I mean? I never would have done this before, and here I am today. And you guys can all, achieve anything you want, and you can bring your families and yourselves to new heights but you got to put yourself first. You know what I mean? We've all been taught and brainwashed our whole lives that you got to put everybody else ahead of you. Real men are selfless, and you know, they take care of everything else above them, and you know, that's societal programming, brainwashing bullshit. You know, if you really do want to make the world a better place, and you really do want to leave your stamp on the universe, and you really do want to be, you know, a better servant to your family and your community and the people around you, the person that you need to start with is yourself. And that's really what I've started doing here, and that's really what my whole goal is to take you dads out there that are not the best versions of yourself and show you that you can go from broken and sick and unhealthy and unhappy and optimize everything in your life. But you have to be willing to make sacrifices, and you have to be willing to make that leap and say, you know what, I'm tired of not being my best self, and I'm tired of everybody seeing this fat, messed up version of me, and I just want to be better. So that's basically what I got. You know, work on yourself, fix your diet, fix your sleep, fix your ailments, fix your pain, and start being the best you that you can be. I'm going to leave you guys with that today. Like I said, I've got another one coming up soon, third part of this series. It's probably going to be one of the most personal videos I've ever done. You know, I'm kind of nervous about it, not going to lie. But, you know, bravery is doing the things that you don't want to do because you know you should. So it's an important message, I think, and I'm going to do it. Until then, you know, obviously, you know, go hit up all my socials, links down in the description. Go to lion-dads.com, join the online community there. There's a sign up on the website, and you know, leave a comment. Let me know how everything's going with you guys, anything you guys want to see coming up, and I will talk to you guys later.